Well, hello, Andrew here again, and today we're at episode 204, and we're getting close, again as I've said, to the end of Matthew's Gospel. We are still in this time of the crucifixion, and so we pick up the narrative at Matthew chapter 20, verses 27, verses 38 to 44. Then two bandits were crucified with Jesus, one on his right and one on his left. Those who passed by derided him, shaking their heads and saying, "You who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself. If you're the Son of God, come down from the cross." In the same way the chief priests also, along with the scribes and elders, were mocking him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down from the cross now, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God deliver him now, if he wants to, for he said, 'I am God's son.'" The bandits who were crucified with him also taunted him in the same way. Disappointment and bitterness can go hand in hand. This passage starts and finishes with the bandits, the criminals who were crucified, one on each side of Jesus. And it finishes with them piling into Jesus with everyone else. So what's this about? Why the derision? I want to suggest that each person has their own motivation. I've been discovering this as I've been working in the wider church in terms of some of the big issues that we face, is that there are nuanced understandings and different ways that people see the issue. They might all look like they're kind of homogenous and coming from one perspective, but each person has their own particular bent on how things are. For many, it would have been out of a profound sense of disappointment. They felt duped, that they'd been taken in by Jesus in some way and weren't going to allow that to happen again. For them, there will be a measure of bitterness in their attacks against Jesus. They felt that he had promised so much and ultimately delivered so little. They're angry. They're angry with Jesus, and they're angry with themselves, with Jesus for not delivering, and for themselves for believing that he might. We can truthfully suggest that they had misunderstood Jesus, had not grasped the gospel of the kingdom, and this would be true. And we see the same thing in our own day, where people are sold on a gospel of easy believism, that Jesus comes in to solve all their problems, that becoming a Christian not only guarantees that we'll go to heaven when we die, it also offers the promise of success, of prosperity, of wealth, that everything will go well for us. Only when it doesn't, we have a problem. We forget the words of Jesus when he invites those who would follow him to take up our cross, when he suggests that the way of the kingdom is through the small gate, and that the way is narrow and few find it, that comfort and ease are by no means guaranteed, and many are likely to be found on the road that is broad and easy, the one that leads to destruction. The tragedy for those who've brought into the promise of an easy, comfortable and prosperous life this side of eternity is that when it doesn't work out, they're like that, they're prone to throwing out the whole thing, and are then hardened against further approaches by the gospel. They've been taken in once, and they are in no hurry to commit themselves again. For many who've sold themselves on this version of Christianity, they've failed to recognize that Jesus is more concerned with the development of our characters than he is with our happiness, with our comfort, with our success. And then there's the religious leaders. They're crowing. They've won. They've defeated the one that they regarded as an existential threat. They're now looking forward to the rest of Passover as it unfolds over the next few days. they can rest easy. They'll gather around their dinner tables with family and friends with a quiet confidence that all is well with the world. God's work has been done. The pretender, that yokel from the north who pretended to be a rabbi and claimed to be the Messiah, has been safely parked. We can rest secure again. There is no compassion, no understanding, no awareness that their problems have not been solved. In fact, they're only just beginning. That their very actions will ultimately lead to the conclusion they've been seeking to avoid: the loss of their nation and their pariah status as a people for the next 2,000 years. The people who don't appear in the narrative are those who grieve. They don't appear yet. Those who see in the crucifixion of Jesus the temporary loss of their hopes and dreams. Yet they continue to cling to him in love. What he has already given to them will not be denied. Their lives have been forever changed by their encounter with Jesus, and changed for the good. They are kingdom people, and the kingdom message will live on in them beyond what is happening here, even if he didn't conquer death. Something has shifted within them in what is now important to them, in how life is experienced, and in how the world is engaged with. There are people now who see differently. They see not through blind obedience to the word of the law, but through the eyes of the heart. They see the possibility of a world that could be different, that will be different, where compassion, where mercy, where justice for all, where love for neighbour and for God as one loves oneself becomes supreme values and principles to live by. Either way, they will never be the same. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. God bless you.